Okay, kita kanaiksin matsim khwa. Itami tau topno kiskan autoni. Kan hautahtaut sipui. Nisto nan stavatta topi ni pata pisini. Ni sikstavaps nisto anukhanan sitsipa pata pisi. Kini takstamia pipui angsa katapi matotsta pitsim ni tsipoksini. Kima dalia tagnista inista pichtut muhtsi poksini. Okay, I'm sending my greetings to all of you. We are all good people and we deserve each other's friendship and companionship. And we all are in the same boat today. There is a big fear that we will be at a point that eventually we will lose our identity. And to begin with, I shall refer to the experiences I had. Initially, I was injured quite badly in a rodeo, and I was just beginning to get into the phase of professional rodeo when I was injured. And quite luckily, I was introduced to native authentic healing, and these are mystic healings that do happen. And I was very, very fortunate to have been doctored that way. And I can see that a lot of the benefits that do come from our culture, if we do take the extra step to utilize that path that is there before us. And one thing I do notice is that a lot of our people will say that I am proud to be native, to be Siksikaitsitapi. But if you look around, it doesn't really show. And I hate to say this, but the French people are really are the ones that are really showing that they have pride in their identity, even to the point that they are now saying that they want to cut off from the rest of Canada and become independent. And they forget to view that they too are like the boat people with whom we sign our treaties with. And I sort of lost my thought. I'll get back to it eventually. And one thing that I notice is that a lot of our people are using a lot of the labels that have been put onto us by the outsiders. And in particular, the language, our identity. Like a lot of us still say that our language is Blackfoot, but never has it been that. If each and every one of us that do speak native, if we ask ourselves whether or not we speak our native language, we would say, Siksikaitsitapi, translated, do you speak the real language? And so that's another one of the things that we use. And even the word Sundance, in our language we call it akokats, and I guess translated it means a huge circular encampment. But the white people or historians or anthros were the ones that branded it as Sundance. And like I had said before, I was very fortunate to have been introduced to the native spirituality. And this was one of the reasons that when I eventually was able to go to university, that I took anthropology as my major, because I can see the benefits that we can get if we utilize what God gave us, this way of life. And a lot of our elders have mentioned all the positive aspects of our culture. And I can see that a lot of us, like I said before, do not have pride, because look at the loss of our language. And one of the ways that we really we're able to control our communities, our tribal people, is the loss of the use of the language. The language is really strong, and the native language is not just something that pops out of your mouth. It is highly complicated. It has all the complexities that are there in the English language, like I guess suffixes, prefixes, prepositions, and all that. These are in our language. And one of the ways that I can once again say that we people were put here by our Creator in North America, because like when the world wars were happening, they were. Excuse me. Can you hear me? Yeah. See, when the native language was used in the wars, and I think all of us are aware of the usage of the Navajo language, the opposing forces were not able to decode the messages that were being sent in the native language. And once again, had it been that we came from Europe, they would have, with no difficulty, been able to break the codes that were being used, the native language. And another thing that they tried to impose on us is the belief that we too came across in the Bering Strait. And if you look at all the adverse situations that are there in order for people to transgress or go across the lands, they were in harsh environments. And so with that, I'd like to once again ask each and every one of you to try and learn more about your culture and how beneficial it is to us as a people. And because of that, that was one reason that I picked anthropology as my major, because I was doctored by these mystic healers in the native people, like one from our neighbors, the Crees, the Hovimam natives. They doctored me, and also one from Browning, the small boy, Sam Spotted Eagle, was the one that doctored me. So I was very fortunate to have been introduced to that. And because of that, I was once again sort of reinforced in my mind the beauty and the uniqueness and the help that is within our society. So we need to once again take the proper steps that we need to take to try and tap into our culture again, and especially our language. Because of the loss of language, we have lost contact with each other as a people. So with that, I'd like to thank you all, and may Siksikaitsitapi bless each and every one of you, and I care for each and every one of you. And like what was mentioned, we need to offer our prayers for the people of the world. So with that, I thank you all, and yakatotatsi. Anya.